We are back with part 2 to Can We Talk? Well, we've cleared the computer and we've got rid of a lot of shit, and now we have more memory to do more and more and more bullshit.
No, my fuck computer's fucked. But I fixed it for now. Quick fix. Yeah, there it is. So I told you guys I'd be coming back. And here I am. I really wish I could be there tonight, man. I have a feeling tonight's going to be an epic night. Funny night. I can see Tommy's going to blow his fucking... Going to blow a load tonight. Going to blow his lid, not a load. Even though the other day we kind of got him to admit that he's fucking come before. Believe it or not. We've got him to admit that he actually has ejaculated. Now, he will not admit ever to, cranking it. But he is admitting, like not admitting, but kind of admitted that he has blown a load before. Now, there's such things as wet dreams and all that type of stuff. And every man, boy, whatever, gets it from time to time. So, and he's part of that. So, there's no escaping it. He's the type of guy, you know what I mean? Oh, he's the type of guy. Oh, these Islanders suck, guys. I am so ashamed. I am so ashamed of being an Islander fan today, folks. We sweep the Penguins out. We're the big bad Islanders. We're looking good. Going into the second round without John Tavares. Doing our thing. Gonna come and meet Boston in the third round to see who goes to the Cup. And then we play the Carolina Hurricanes. A team that we owned in the regular season. And they sweep us? We'll be the first team since 1993 to sweep an opponent in the first round and then get swept in the second round. The last team to do it is the 1993 Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres, 1993. Was the last fucking team to do that. And I certainly do not want to be the first team since then to do that, but looks like we're going to be. So, that sucks. And, so my sister texts me today, right? And she says, Kenny, look at this. And I'm like, what is that? And she goes, look at this dog. And I'm like, oh, God. So she sends me this photo of this male border collie. And right away, I was like, oh, my God. Like, fell in love with the dog right away. I love border collies. I had a border collie when I was 5 years old. I got him. I had his mother. His mother's name was Cinnamon, right? And it was my first dog I ever had, Cinnamon. And all of a sudden, one day, Cinnamon disappeared after Cinnamon got pregnant. Cinnamon got pregnant with my dog, who I kept. His name was Petchy. And oh, thank you. It's funny, right? That his name was Petchy? Okay. But his name was Petchy, and he was the runt of the litter. He was like underneath the mother and could not get to the milk at all and shit. And I guess that's funny. Yeah, that's great. And he couldn't get to the milk and stuff. And my parents were like, look at the runt. That's the runt of the litter. And I remember them like telling me and my sister that, like, look at him. He's the smallest, littlest puppy on the bottom. And we were like, we want him. And my parents were right away like, why? And we were just like, we want him. And he was the only black and white dog in there out of all these border collies. Now, the way that my dog had these puppies was my dog Cinnamon, the female. I got her when I was like 3 years old. My parents bought the first dog for our family when I was like 3. And it was Cinnamon, right? And she was like a mutt mix. I think she had like a little, like she definitely was a mutt mix, but she was like more of like a skinny, like lanky type of collie, like not a border collie, but like a collie type. Anyway, there was this dog who used to come in to my grandparents' area backyard that used to come by the fence every once in a while, and he was loose. And one day I opened up the fence and I pet the dog, and he was fine. He was a good dog. He was black and he was white. And he looked like a border collie, like a regular border collie, but a little bit bigger. He had like a mix too. Anyway, I used to let him into the yard with Cinnamon. And I used to tell my mother this all the time, like, I let the dog inside. My mother didn't know what I was talking about at first. And then she found out a couple of months later when Cinnamon was pregnant. And my mother was like, oh my God, he was telling me the truth. Like, he kept telling me that he was letting this dog into the backyard. Finally, they saw the dog, because one day I was standing outside with my mother, and I was like, look, there's the dog. And they saw the dog that ultimately got my dog pregnant because I let him in the fence. So my mother was like, all right, so I guess that, you know, she had the puppies. They were in my grandparents' laundry room on the floor, like in this box. And she had the puppies and everything. And then I came home from school, I remember, and I couldn't wait to see the puppies because that's all I did was lay downstairs in this laundry room with my dog, Cinnamon, and her puppies. And I would pet the puppies all day, and I would see which ones were drinking milk. And I was like really like into it, you know? And my parents saw that I was. So long story short, I was going to keep a puppy and Cinnamon. Well, I come home from school one day, and Cinnamon is gone. And there's no more puppies, and there's one puppy. And I'm like, what happened to Cinnamon and the rest of the puppies? And why is just that puppy here now? And where's my dog? And my parents are like, listen, Cinnamon was sick. We had to bring her to the vet. She wasn't feeling well. She was getting sick, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Long story short, I didn't think too much longer about it because I was a 5-year-old kid. And I just was so interested in playing with my puppy now at this point that I kind of forgot about that after a while, which I look at now as a grown man, and I fucking felt like shit when I finally realized like what happened. You know, and for years I kept telling my parents, I know what you did. You guys just got rid of that dog and you put the fucking thing to sleep, didn't you? And they swear up and down they didn't put the dog to sleep. But I just feel like they did. And they like kind of lied to me about it. Because back then in the 80s, when you bring an animal in, it like gets put to sleep right away. Like it didn't, like there wasn't no adoption if it's like a 7 or 8 year old dog. It was like boom, it was over, which sucked. And now times are big time different now, man. You know, they'll try to adopt a dog that's 14 for crying out loud if they can. But long story short, I end up with just this dog, this little, you know, border collie, fucking mutt border collie. But he was basically more border collie than anything, so that's why I think both the dogs had border collie in them, because he was big time border collie. And he winded up, oh my God, it's fucking 4-1. I mean, like, the Islanders should be up fucking 4-1 right now, saying, hey, you ain't taking us out like that, motherfucker. But no, they're up fucking 4-1. Unfucking believable. The Islanders fucking suck. As soon as I bought the fucking jersey, you fucking scumbags, this is every fucking year with this goddamn team. You make the second round, you fucking shit the bed like this. Fucking what a waste, man. What a fucking waste. I'm sorry, but it just pisses me the fuck off. Anyway, I got the dog. I winded up naming him Petchy. And he had epileptic seizures. And I don't know if it was because he was the runt of the litter or whatever the fuck it was, but he had epileptic seizures, okay? And we didn't think that this dog was going to live that long. But the dog winded up living 18 fucking years old and died a week before my 21st birthday. So this dog basically went through my whole entire childhood with me, from 5 years old to 21 years old, and died a week before my 21st birthday. Now, you want to talk about devastated when a dog died? I was devastated. I knew the dog was 18 years old and knew he didn't have much longer, but was still fucking absolutely devastated that this dog died because, like, you want to talk about a friend? When I was a young kid, like, in between the age of, like, 7 to, like, 10 or 11, I didn't have a lot of friends. So the person I was hanging out with was my dog when I got home from school in my backyard. I would, like, pull down my pants and let him lick my penis and my balls. And no, I'm just kidding. But I know, it started sounding gay when I was like, my friend, he's my only He was really my only friend, though. And it was, like, just me and him hanging out, you know, for a while. So I had a massive love for the dog because he was my buddy. And I used to take his leash and I put it on my skateboard, and I put his leash around the front trunk of my skateboard, and I would literally just go boy, and he would fucking fly down the block going like 100 miles an hour, dude. And I would ride this dog around everywhere, like for miles away from my house, man, when I was like fucking 10 or 11 and 12 years old. Now, mind you, I had this dog up until I was 21 years old. My whole fucking childhood, this dog was there. So this dog got to see me grow from like a 5-year-old to a 10-year-old big fat buffoon, right? Then he saw me turn into a fucking teenager and go from a big fucking fat buffoon around 12, 13 years old to now when I look back at these photos, I thought I was fat and ugly back then. And I look back at these photos now, when I was 16, 17, and 18, I started to come into my own. It was like a fucking, you know, it was like a fucking snail, you know, becoming a butterfly or some shit, you know, like a worm becoming a butterfly. Because I lost weight and I started to like, you know, take care of myself in the sense of like looking good and wearing nice shit. And, you know, my mother wasn't dressing me anymore. You know what I mean? Like I was growing into a man. And then like 14, 15, 16, I started to grow, bring chicks home. I started to have friends over. So like this dog saw like this development of this kid. And when I think back at it, to have a dog from when you're 5 years old all the way till you're 21 is kind of it's a crazy era in your life as a human being, whether you're a girl or a guy. It's you know, that's the whole fucking, you know, teenage years, development years, fucking just the whole kit and caboodle years right there that determine what type of human being, you know, adult you're going to be. It really lies within those years. And that dog got hit by a fucking semi truck and didn't die. The dog had epileptic seizures once a month and didn't die. The dog fucking was out on top of ice. On one winter, we could not find him. He used to run away every once in a while. We couldn't fucking find him. My sister's boyfriend finds him up the block out on the fucking ocean that we used to live by in Belmore, where I used to live. And it was like this nice little area where you could like walk in and fish, and it was frozen over. And he was out on that shit, walking around in the middle of it. And dogs have died there before. A lot of them have died in that ice area that I'm talking about. And we all knew about this, and he was out in that area. And my brother, well, not my brother-in-law, but my sister's boyfriend spots him, and he's like, your dog's out on the ice, blah, blah, blah. So we all ran out there. Now, no human being could go out on that ice because you would fall right in and die. There's no way out. But what does my fucking sister's ex-boyfriend do? He fucking ties a rope to himself, ties a rope to the thing, and goes out there and fucking grabs the fucking dog, falls into the ice, and we start pulling him and the dog. And we save both of their lives. But he saved my dog's life. And that's when my dog's probably about like 11 or 12 years old at that point. He was already getting old, you know. But when that dog was 15 years old, he still looked like he was like a fucking 7-year-old, man. It was crazy. The black and the white hair, you know, there was no gray hair at all. And he was the best fucking dog ever, man. He really was. And like losing my other dog that I just lost, my dog Buster, he was a rebound dog, my dog Buster. He was brought home when my black lab died, who I only had for 6 years, who had cancer. She developed this fucking thing on one of her paws that grew out to be like huge, like a fucking walnut, and then it turned into like a fucking cantaloupe, and it fucking turned into like this big thing. And we had it we operated on it and had it all removed, and it was all taken out of her. And sure enough, it all came back. And it came back like double, triple worse than it already was. And I remember the doctor saying it was called angry skin. And I was like, what the fuck is angry fucking skin? Oh, okay, maybe that's not the right word. I don't know. But yeah, I remember the doctor saying angry skin. And I was like, what the fuck does angry skin mean? And now I know what he meant, but you know, it was like I didn't know then. But it just grew back, and we had to put it down, like, because it was like she was on this medication that was making her shit and piss all over herself, and it just got bad. So 6 years old, we put it down. My mother was fucking so upset, you know. This was a young dog. So I went to work, and I found this dog when I was working one day, and he was a little puppy. I was a box full of puppies. It's funny. It was a box full of puppies, and he was like he was the cutest guy in there. He was actually the cutest puppy in the box. He wasn't the runt. like my other dog was, but he was the cutest fucking puppy in the box. And I grabbed that fucker out, and I was like, this dog is coming home with me right here. And I'm like, this dog's name is Buster, because he looked like an old-fashioned like dog that you would call Buster, you know. And he's such a good-looking fucking dog. I think I have a photo of him in here. If you guys never saw him before, I'll show you him right now. But yeah, he turned out to be one hell of a fucking dog, man. Almost 13 years he made it, and he was never bit not one fucking person. And he was a male, and he was very aggressive with his food. Like, if you went up to his food while he was eating, he was growling at you. Like, he was letting you know, don't fucking touch my shit. But he still never bit anybody. That's the thing. He never bit anybody. And he maintained that his whole life. Now, this dog would open up fucking doors. He developed how to, like, he found out how to open up doors and close doors. I once posted it on Twitter once, a video of him doing it. I still have the video. He would grab you and, like, nudge you, and, like, you'd look down on him, like, be startled of, like, that he grabbed your arm. And he'd look at the fucking cabinet where his fucking, like, treats were, and he'd look at you, and then he'd bring his nose right up to the door and, like, hit the door with his nose, like, 2 or 3 times, and you'd be like, what? Is he telling me to get him a treat? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, he honestly was doing that, you know? And he was just a smart dog. But when I got him, my mother had diverticulitis, right? So she goes into the hospital, and they take her off of her Plavix, which is a blood thinner, right? So it thins her blood so she don't have a heart attack. She had 2 stents in her heart. She had not a bad heart, but she had 2 stents and all that shit, so that's not good. She goes to the hospital. They take her off her blood thinners, and what happens to her? She winds up, her blood thickens, and when she's there for diverticulitis, she winds up having a massive heart attack. Out of nowhere, right? So they tried to save her life. This hospital wasn't equipped for heart patients. It was equipped for, like, you know, other stuff, and like diverticulitis and shit like that. It wasn't equipped for, like, people having heart attacks and shit by any means. So they had to put my mother in the ambulance and fucking, like, basically, like, fly her over to this other hospital that was equipped with her heart doctor and everything she needed there, and they could take care of everything, right? And she winds up having 2 heart attacks, like one right after the other, at the hospital where they were at, and they revived her twice. I saw them walk into the room while I was in there with her with those defibrillator things. You know, it's like I joke around about it all the time and shit, but I've seen those defibrillator things at work on my own mom. And my mom was looking at me saying, I don't know what's the matter. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what are they doing to you? And she was like, they're telling me I'm having a heart attack, because I just walked in the room, and she was like, they're telling me I'm having a heart attack. I'm like, Ma, you're talking to me fine. Everything's fine with you. You're not even, like, everything's cool. And she's like, I know, I don't know. And then all of a sudden they come over to me and they're like, you have to get out of here right now. And I'm like, wait, whoa. My mother's fine. And they're like, sir, you have to get out to get him out. And I'm like, okay, I'll leave. So I left. And then I see them, like, all over my mother and starting to now use the defibrillators. And I'm like, but she's still wide awake. Like, she's fine. But she wasn't at that point. Like, it must have been, like, literally, like, seconds before, I guess. And they knew because she was hooked up to all this, you know, medical shit. They could tell. But long story short, they rushed her to the hospital, and she winded up, they said, having 2 more massive heart attacks in the ambulance on the way there. So, like, things were really bad. All right, so by the time she got home, she had a heart attack and a colostomy bag. Okay, she had a heart attack and a fucking colostomy bag by the time she got home from just going to the hospital with a stomach ache, and they didn't know what it was. Okay, so long story short, she comes home, and I know I say long story short a lot. I'm sorry, forgive me. But long story short, she comes home, and she is all fucked up. She's got a colostomy bag and a bad fucking heart now, and suffered multiple heart attacks. She came home to a puppy named Buster, which right away, the dog, my other dog, the black lab, passed away when she just got sick. So, like, literally, he passed away, like, right before she got sick. Well, and this is her right here, Marley, her name was. And she passed away right before my mother got sick. Like, a month later, my mother got sick. So, anyway, my mother got sick, and she winded up coming home after all that. And we thought she was going to die. I mean, like, really, we thought she was dead. Like, we did not expect her to live. When she got to the other hospital, they were like, okay, we're going to operate on her now, but we can't promise you anything. The doctor comes out like 3 hours later, and he goes, she's still alive. And I go, yes, like that. And he looks at me all fucking pissed off looking. And he goes, sir, she's not out of the woods yet. I'm like, but you just said she's alive, right? And he goes, yeah. And I go, okay, I expected you to come out here and tell me she's dead. So I'm very happy. And he's like, okay, I understand that, but she's not out of the woods. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm just happy my mother's alive. Thank you. You know, like, he was a fucking asshole about it. It was weird, and I was like, okay, so then he comes back out, and she's all right, and, you know, long story short, again, I say it again, but she survived and came home. When she came home to this guy right here on the right-hand side of your screen, and that's the Buster boy. That's the guy we got right after Marley, which was the girl on the left, and Marley was right after Petchy. When Petchy died, my dog for 18 years, I got that black lab, and I went to a place and adopted her for like a couple $100, and she was a black lab. She loved the water. She loved jumping in the water. I got her when she was about maybe 7.5 weeks old, and she was a great dog. I raised her from a puppy. She was a great dog, but she had this problem. Whenever she left the house, she would salivate like fucking crazy. I mean, you could fill up buckets of salivation. It was the most grossest fucking thing ever. We bring her to the vet. You'd have to bring like a drop cloth and 4 buckets with you. It was the worst thing ever. People used to look at it and go, what the fuck is wrong with her? I'd be like, I don't know. Like, just where it would like start connecting together, where it was dripping off of her mouth, where it was just like chiming under her and like swinging around with her. And I'd just be like, oh my God, it's so bad to take this dog anywhere. She would sopping wet your car, sopping wet the fucking building, the house, and then as soon as she get home, it'll all stop. Fucking weird shit. Now, Buster, on the other hand, the guy on the right, he was perfect. I would tell him, get in the car, and he would run outside, jump in the car, and sit there and wait for you. I tell him, come on, boy, let's go. We got to go inside to the vet. He'd jump down and follow me and stick right by my side without a leash. If I would have walked out into the street, he would have followed me. I walk into the building, he follows me. I bring him to the vet. I tell him to get up on the table. He jumps up on the table. The vet was like amazed by like, wow, he's really well trained. And I'm like, he's like, you train dogs? And I'm like, well, not really. I mean, like, I know how to like train them to roll over, give the paw, you know, let them, you know, like bring you a water bowl and stuff like that. But this guy's so smart, man. He would pick his water bowl up, his food bowl up, bring it to you in the living room, and just drop it on your feet and be like, I'm hungry. You know, that's how smart this fucking dog was. Both of these dogs were very smart, but the Border Collie was just a very smart dog too. But that's my dog saga, guys. I filled you in on my lifetime of animals. Right now, I'm up to Buster Boy. He just got put down, and I was very sad to put that dog down, man. He was such a good fucking dog, man. I miss him already so much, man. And my parents said they'd never, ever get another dog as long as they live, which I agreed with them. I said, you know, that should be it. Petchy, Marley, and Buster. I wish I had a photo of Petchy. I do have one, and I will get it on here and show you guys eventually. But Petchy, Marley, and Buster, and that's it. And my mother agreed with me. I agreed with her, and I was like, yeah, I think that's it. You shouldn't have any more. Because they like going away once in a while, and then you have to border the dog. And then they go away again, then they have to border the dog. Then if they go away for 2 nights, then you got to worry about someone coming over there checking the dog. But I said, listen, if you got a Border Collie, I'd fucking take that dog to my house any night if you guys went away. Like, I'd help you raise him and everything. Because a Border Collie is a special dog. I love Border Collies. And if they did it, I'd be all over that shit. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think they should get another dog. But if they did, I would love it. But I was very lucky to have these animals, man. Very fucking lucky to have these animals, man. I know it was a short time with the Black Lab. She used to jump in our pool and shit. But, man, losing that dog right there was really fucked up because my uncle came to my house and, like, was very upset that this dog passed away. And was like, man, it's going to be weird coming here without him here. And then my uncle dies 4 days later. And that is just mind-boggling to me. 4 days later, he fucking passes away. And there he was telling us it's going to be weird for him to come to our house seeing the animals there. Not seeing the animals there. And now he's gone. So, man, life can be fucked up, man. Life can be really just ironically fucked up because when my dog Petchy died, my aunt, and I used to call her Nana, okay? my Aunt Nana came to my house. Her name wasn't Nana, but her name was Louise. But we used to call her Nana, right? And then she came to our house, and she was always had dogs when we were kids, like 3 or 4 of them at once. And we used to love going there to play with the dogs. And she always had great dogs, and she always had cool names for the dogs. Princess, Solo. I think that was from Star Wars, obviously. And believe it or not, I didn't realize that till now. Princess and Solo. And that's fucked up because I didn't realize that then. And that was like 81, 82 when I was going to our house and seeing those dogs. And that's crazy that I just thought of that. But Princess and Solo and Heidi. And I remember all the dogs because I loved all of them. They all licked my nuts. No, I wish. But yeah, I remember all of them. And she was a dog lover, so she always had a lot of them. She came to our house the week that my dog Petchy died, where I was devastated. So was my mother. The whole family was. Because the night he died was very abrupt. It was like he was fine one minute, and the next minute he was like laying on the floor all fucked up, and we rushed him to the hospital. $1,000 later, they opened him up and told us that they couldn't do anything because he had tumors everywhere, and he was 18 years old. So they put him down. So that was the story with him. But anyway, my aunt came there and was like mourning with us because she understood what it felt like to lose an animal that she loved and blah, blah, blah. And a week later, she died after my dog Petchy. And my whole family was destroyed. She was only 65 years old, maybe. So here I am, fucking 22 years later, 23 years later, or whatever it is. And my dog Buster dies. And my uncle, who knows the dog, comes to our house and fucking mourns the dog. Here's Tommy NC calling me. Tommy NC, live on the Patreon. How you doing, Booby?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were alive. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's all right, Boobalini. What do you got?
I'm just calling to see how you were doing and see how your day was. That's all I was calling to see how you were doing.
Doing pretty good, Art Linkletter. How's your day?
It was good, you know. I just
walked Ingles 15 times with the belt or what, huh?
No, I went around town, took some pictures, had a friend take some pictures around town, and you know, I've been to other places. If you care to look at Twitter, I've been posting some pictures of me around Black Mountain with the belt, and so prestigiously with the belt, you know.
Right.
What?
What do you mean, what? You getting defensive again already?
Oh, I just thought you were saying why.
No,
why,
see, like, there you go already. Not even a minute in, and Tommy's getting defensive again. I wasn't even trying
to start an argument.
There
I just misunderstood
see? There you go. He thought I was trying to start an argument again. There you go. I'm glad it's on record.
No. Oh, my God. Kendall,
oh, man.
Please,
I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's on recording right now. I did nothing at all there, people. You see that, right? Nothing at all.
Oh my God, Ken! I was
it's
just.
Okay.
I thought.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
What you? Okay, like you know, maybe arguing. There has been in the past that I've been weary when people say shit about me, and
I'm not arguing. I'm not getting into this.
Me either. I'm not arguing either.
I'm
having a conversation with you.
No, this don't sound like a conversation, man. You're very loud and very, very, very aggressive. Loud.
Trust me, you know. Ken, you see me aggressive.
See what I'm saying, man? This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying.
I'm like a flustered gangster here. Like I'm barely like grabbing you by your neck and choking you. Like that. This is just me, kind of like.
Wow. Over nothing at all. I didn't even say anything.
If I'm sorry I misconstrued something, I am sorry. Okay, I apologize.
All right, Tommy, I appreciate the apology, but it's like, how many times does it have to happen, though? Like, it's sad. It really is sad. It's like it ruins. It's like ruining things now at this point. Like, you get so defensive, it ruins moments, and like it's just like so many of those moments build up on top of each other. It's like, when do you just say fuck it, you know? I don't know, man. It's sad, man. It really, truly is. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'm not trying to fight with you. I didn't say anything at all. Nothing at all. I said bad. Not at all. I just said yeah. Like, just a normal way of like talking, I may have just, you know? I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
I
understand. You thought that I was saying something negative. I get it. I'm just saying that happens all the time now.
Not all the time. No,
Yeah,
not
I'd say
all
like
the time.
80% of the time, dude. It's almost every time I talk with you. It's weird shit, man. I mean, I like, listen, I'm partially to blame myself because it's like you're a product of like what has been done over the past like 2 years, a year and a half. So I get
Would you
it.
call that Wouldn't you say torture or insanity? Would you say?
I wouldn't call it either of those. I would call it, you could dish it out, you should be able to take it, but you obviously you can't, like, you can take it, but now I think you've hit the point where you can no longer take it no more, because now you think everybody is throwing stones at you at every moment. And it's like you shoot first and ask questions after. Now it's like you shoot first and you think it's defending yourself, and you shoot first and then you ask questions, when you should be asking questions first and shooting second.
The Jim West philosophy, you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good philosophy. It's not good, man. But I understand why you like that, and you're not fully to blame for that, because I think it's the whole community as a whole, the people who do fuck with you and myself, and I'll take the heat for it too. I think kind of made you into this.
I'll publicly say this. I'm not on private call. I know I'm being recorded. I'll publicly say this. Every picture I post up with the belt, I get my positives and I get my negatives. And honestly, I don't even paste the comments and read them, because I just I don't know which ones are positive or which ones are negative. But the people that do support me, I appreciate it, and I'm it's, I scratch my head, but I'm trying to do my best, getting enough pictures with the belt and just trying to do videos with it, and be representing of the champion and do what I can. It has not left my side. Honestly, I've taken it everywhere I go. Honestly. Not in the bathroom. Not in the bathroom. It does not go in the bathroom with me. It sits on the shelf, and then I wash my hands. I come and grab it. What? Yeah, I talk with people with the belt on. In fact, tomorrow I'm going. Huh?
No, go ahead.
In fact, I'm hoping that there'll be a positive tonight. I'm hoping that I will come out on top. I'm really praying, got my fingers crossed, and just doing everything I can just to keep a positive image and just try to succeed and hold on to the title tonight. And tomorrow is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I'm gonna go to. You know what
tomorrow is, right? Tomorrow is the start of the 20th.
And I will definitely, at some point, I will definitely call in for that stream. Around 7, I'm going to a concert of Hamza's at the Seven Sisters
Nice.
Tap Room.
We'll be up all night, man. We're going to be starting around 9, finishing around 9 Sunday at night. So... We'll
Jeez, man, you're gonna be a wreck.
Night and day, my boobie. All night and day will be on, my boobalini.
Jeez, you're gonna be a wreck, man.
I would have been monetized this tonight, but I can't be there because I'm doing this. I'm gonna be getting some sleep tonight because I got to work at 6 in the morning, and I want to be nice and fresh. I'm gonna come home tomorrow at work at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna take another nap at 3 o'clock to about 6, 7, and then it's gonna be go time at 9 o'clock. 24 hours straight of the Foul Mounts Network and all the shows we do. Every single show that's been done here on the Patreon gets done tomorrow in 24 straight hours. Tommy, thank you for calling in, Bubby. Good luck tonight with the Monetize This Championship, and maybe you bring it home again for the second time straight. Who knows?
Awesome sauce. Thank you.
Peace out, Tommy. The Monetize This champion. He's going to be battling his ass off tonight to try to win that belt again, but guess what? Not gonna happen. Tits. But I wish him luck. You know what I mean?
Hello, Frisco.
Hello, Frisco. And one other thing I gotta say to everybody before I leave. And I hope you do speak this language, because this is the language of champions.
He's fucked. Yeah. I'm not on.
Oh, wait, hold on. You know. 1 second here, you know. Hey, you know. Yeah, no, you know. Yeah, no, you know. No. You know.
Just be ready.
You know.
I gave you.
You know. I can't fucking find it now, man. I'm trying to find it while I'm on with you guys. Not good. You know. And I just thought of this, so I'm trying to do it, you know. I'm biting the bullet, you know. By the way. No.
Hey, are you? Hey, just. Oh, this kid.
Nasty motherfucker. 24-hour live stream, guys. Shout out to all of you here on the Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I told you I'd be coming back after I straightened that out, and I did. Love you guys, man. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for this. And at some point, big shout out to the UK celebrating May Day. Big shout out to all my UK brothers and sisters over on May fucking Day. Getting their beers on, getting their drinks on. We're going to be celebrating with you here on the Foul Mouth Network all night and day long. 24-hour marathon live stream, baby. No, it's not a joke, Tommy.
You fucking goon.
You're a fucking goon.
This is the Filthy Mouth Gamer, and you're listening to the fucking Foul Mouth
You can't fucking sit at Donut Delight.
You can! There are seats!
No, there's no fucking seats. It's a drive-through.
Did you
That's
ever
all
look
it
through the
is.
when you drive by, do you ever look through the windows and you
No,
see people sitting?
because I don't drive past it because I don't give a fuck about
So
it.
how do you know if there's seats?
It's 20. It's just a drive-through.
No. How about,
That's all it is.
listen, no. How about you drive by and you see
How
the
about-
people sitting in the window?
I don't give a fuck to drive by. How's that?
But then you can't say that there's no seats.
How's this? If there's fucking seats,
There
there's
are.
like 2 fucking seats. And there's 4
But how
of
do
us.
you know? You've never been there.
There's 4. You see how fucking small that place is?
It's not that small.
It's a small
It is the size of a
motherfucker.
regular Dunkin'
It's the size
Donuts.
of our apartment.
It's the size of a Dunkin' Donuts, which how many tables are in a Dunkin' Donuts?
Listen. You lived here for 3 fucking years,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna have 17 yentas in there, having their fucking Knights
Well,
of
where are they all
Columbus fucking
sitting since
meeting.
there are no
You're gonna have
seats?
their fucking Knights of
Well,
Columbus
wait a
meeting.
second.
You're not gonna be able to sit anywhere.
Since there are
because
no
everybody likes
seats-
to sit there for 2.5
But
fucking
you
hours.
just said there were no seats. You just said there were no seats. Now there's 17
It's a
yentas,
terrible.
and you didn't
How
even.
about we go to actual fucking cafe? Ooh la la.
Because there's only a few seats.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch bastard.
Few seats.
Oh, you mother.
Because there's only a few seats.
Oh, fucking cafe. Ooh la la.
Because
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
there's only a few seats.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch bastard cocksucker.
I mean, there's probably the same amount of seats.
We'll see you for the 24-hour stream. 24-hour stream.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. See you for the 24-hour stream.
Who's this?
James Worley did it.
He did it. The James Worley done did it. He did it how many years ago?
2 years ago.
Look at this fucking faggot. This faggot takes pictures, and he's a big faggot asshole. Yeah, he's an asshole who takes pictures with a belt like an asshole. Only this fucking asshole. Guys, take a look. We ain't ending this show yet. I gotta show you something. Take a look at your fucking screen, because I'm about to show you what I mean. If you didn't see this before, wait till you see it now. There's something really weird about a guy like this taking pictures like this. He just looks like a dick. If you didn't see these pictures, wait until you see these motherfucking pictures. They're fucking weird. So damn weird. He looks like a fucking asshole. Yeah, then it must be an asshole. Alright, take a look at the screen, guys. Ready for this? Are you ready to die? Look at what this asshole. Look, you want to vote for this, for champion? Then you go ahead and you fucking vote for this show-off cocksucker. I was never this brazen of a piece of shit when I got the fucking belt. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should have posed for more photos like this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I mean, he's the one who looks like... In my eyes, the guy looks like an asshole. And here he is, folks. This is the one and only Monetize This champion. This fucking weird asshole that people voted in as the champ. Look, check this out. Okay? Look at your screen. Here we go. Here's the first one. He's a total weird fucking weirdo. Take a photo like this. You're a fucking weirdo, dude. Take a fucking weirdo like this. Take a photo like this. Takes a fucking weirdo like this. Take a fucking photo like this. Yeah, he's brazen. And there's no reason. He can't get no pussy to lick and eat. Yeah, but no matter how many nights stays on the street, yeah. He's a brazen asshole. Who the fuck takes photos like this, like a duck and shit? Look at this moron, looking like he's floating on water, with a stupid mustache and no daughter. Yeah, you a mongoloid looking idiot. Yeah, dimwit, dumb fuck, dumb bitch. Ugly as a motherfucking nasty bitch. Standing on the side looking nasty bitch. Yeah, you so nasty bitch. Weird motherfucking nasty bitch. Man, this is one weird fucking dude, man, I swear. Fucking weirdo. Here's the last photo, guys, of this fucking real weird asshole. Well, his Twitter looks like this now. Stupid fucking idiot this guy is. I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. My wife thinks he's cute. I think he's an asshole. fuck. He's a dumb fuck, dumb fuck. Dummy, dummy, dumb, dumb, dumb. Look at this dumb photo young. Yo, look at this dumb photo man. Look at him. One leg up in the air. Looking like a duck. With a cup. With a belt. Looking like a duck. Like a felt. Like a big fat joke. Like a big ducky buck fuck. Big fat dummy dumb fuck. Yeah, he's a big dummy bum fuck. Big dumb bummy bum fuck. Big knuckle and chin. Dumb double chin. Neck chin got stretch marks on him. And his neck's got stretch marks. Tuck your shirt in, you nasty fat bastard. Sit on the coat on your back on the floor. How many pigeons just shit there before? And now you're laying with your back on the floor with the shirt that I bought you. Yeah, when he came into my room last night, he said that he felt empowered cause he owned the belt. And I'm like, I'm some kind of coward. Yeah, he said he felt empowered when he had the belt and he came in to my Skype room, fucking showed me the belt and rubbed it in just a little bit. And I wish I was on Monetize This and shit tonight, cause I would love to win the belt, and that's right. And if I am winning in the Monetize This championship tonight, and I'm laying down on my bed and I'm winning by some kind of fucking dream come true, I will fucking get up out of bed and I will run on Skype and I will fucking be on the show to claim that championship if I am winning by like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You can bet your ass. Good night, everybody. Look at this dumb fuck. Fucking weirdo. Look at that stretch mark on his chin. Fat ass bitch. See you tomorrow night. 24 hours, baby!